Hello everyone, my name is Arun Nair. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to do socket programming in C. Okay. Before get started, I hope that you are familiar with the C basics like structures, pointers, and the basics of networking like socket. If you don't know about socket, I would like to tell you a socket programming is a way of connecting two nodes on a network to communicate with each other. Or you can say socket is a combination of both port and IP being attached to an interface. Or it might be local or net loopback or it's zero anything. Okay. One socket listens for a connection while other connects to that particular socket or any other socket which is listening on a particular port and IP. Okay. So let's get started. Okay, without talking too much theory, I would like to show you the practical. Okay, first of all, let's make a directory mkdir sock. Okay, so let's change to the directory. And first of all, there are in socket programming there are two apps or programs. One is server and one is client. Server basically listens for the connection, and client basically connects to the server which is listening on any port or the IP address. Okay, so let's first program the server. Okay, so I would like to name it server dot C. So first I would like to include the header files. Include stdio.h. You might be knowing what stdio used for standard input output. Printf and scanf functions are included in this header files. Okay, and after that and socket functions are included in this header file. Okay, you must include this include stdio.h, and it's a standard library file. We will be using a p-error function which is included in this library. Okay, and in this library we will find many network libraries, okay, functions, and you all might be knowing what string.h includes. Okay, and we will be defining a macro here named port, and we want this server to listen on port 4848. Okay, so let's create our main program. So first we need to create the socket file descriptor. Okay, which basically contains an integer which is a file descriptor for the socket of the server. Okay, int let's name it server fd. Okay, and then we want a client socket also. Okay, so let's name it client sock, and then val read, where we'll be reading the number of bytes from the client, and then define the struct sock addr in addr. This contains a parameter for the socket we would like to, means we have to put it manually one by one. I will show you it. Int opt1 we will be reading the character bytes inside the buff from the client, and this is our string which we will be from the server, which we will be sending to the client once it connects to us. Okay, so let's create our socket. Okay, server fd is equal to socket afinet string 0. We are using socket function here. Afinet tell it's to use the IPv4 address, and sock stream tells it that we will be using TCP here. Okay, sorry. So if we get any error, we want this program to exit with a return of -1. Okay. P-error function means shows us what actually had happened when the error had occurred. Means why the error had occurred. Our socket has been created, and let's fill the parameters. Before that, we need to configure our socket to use the same IP address. We are setting the options of the socket. What basically we are doing here is we are telling the socket to reuse the address again and again, and reuse the address and the port. We have done something wrong here. Let me check. Set socket. Now it's correct. If it gives error, we want to exit with the error status. Set socket exit -1. And now we have to give the parameters to our socket. Okay. Sorry, first let's give sim family finet dot sim dot str. We are telling here to use any IP interface, whether it is including the local interface, okay, which is 127.0.0.1. so our client will be connecting to a local interface. Sorry, first of all we have to convert it to the network from host to network short. Okay, now we have given the parameters. Okay, let's bind the socket. Bind ft Now we have successfully binded our socket to the port and IP address. Let's listen for the connection. Okay, listen server ft. We want to listen for only one connection. Okay, after that we would like to read from the client. Okay, client sock. Sorry. First of all, we have to accept the connection. Sorry for my mistake. Client sock is equal to accept server ft struct. Okay, DDR and sin. We have to use one more structure. CLI ADDR. Okay. ADDR. here, and then we want to read from the client. Sorry, client sock buff. We want to read 1024 bytes. Okay, and then we would like to print it on our screen. And then we want to send our message to the client. Okay, and then we want to close our socket. Close socket. Close client sock. Let's run our program and test to see if it's working. Okay, let's compile it. GCC server.co server M32. My system is 64-bit, that's why I'm using the flag M32. If you are using 32-bit operating system, then no need to give M32 as a command line parameter. Okay, so we have so many errors, we have to fix it one by one. Okay, so let's jump to the line 24. Vim server.c, sorry, 24, it will be sole socket. Okay, it's my mistake. Sorry. And then we have a 30. It will be ADDR, and our next was size of CLIDDR. I have done something wrong. Oh, I'm sorry, here will be, I have done one mistake. Here will be sock length T. We have to typecast it to sock length T. TDR length. Okay, let's run it again and let's see what is the next error. Let's see where studio. Okay, we have to include one more file, std.h. Let's compile our program again. Okay, .c server 32. Why client sock. Let's see. Where is my error? Can you find it? Server FD. Oh, sorry, it will be pointer. I forgot. Now let's run it again. Yeah, finally our program has successfully compiled. Okay, now let's run it. Socket field. Why it's showing socket field? check is equal to 0, then only 1 get to exit. Let's run it again. Yeah, so our program is listening for the connection. Okay, so let's check to see if your program is running or not. Netstat NTP grep. So here, as we can see, our program is running on every interface on port number 4848. So let's try to connect to it. Okay, we will be using netcat. Okay, netcat localhost 4848. I hope it has connected successfully. TCP 3-way handshake has been done. Now let's send some message. Okay, hello from the client. As you can see, our message has been written here, means sent to the server successfully, and the server has sent us back the message hello from the server. So this was the basic tutorial. Okay, in next tutorial I will be showing how to make the client. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial.